universe don't give a about you. This is the first line from Dr. James Doty's book, Mind Magic. In this video, I'm sharing a 6-step process to manifestation through the lens of neuroscience. Step 1 is intention. Your attention is not in your control most of the time because it's being taken away by some external distractions. So the first step is to recognize that you have the inner power. And the easiest way is to guide your awareness because attention helps in training the brain to prioritize on your goals. And in his book, he also highlights the role of RAS. And this is something I've been talking about in my previous videos as well. It's a part in your brain that really filters information. So when you have a clear intention and focused attention, the RAS helps us notice opportunities and resources that are aligned with those goals. For example, if you're manifesting financial success, your heightened awareness is more likely to spot opportunities, for example, job or network opportunities, that is more aligned with giving you more financial abundance.
If you have an intention, you take a pencil, you write it down, you're actually doing something physical, tactile, then you read it silently, then you read it aloud, then you visualize that, and you do that over and over and over again. What that will do is then embed that into your subconscious.
And this is the reason I keep using affirmations and visualizing those short movies in my head, because that really helps me to spot those opportunities that are aligned with my goal. And if I did not have any intentions or vision, I still would have been stuck in working at those toxic soul-sucking jobs that had no meaning in my life. The practice he mentions is all about starting small. You can pick any goal. For example, you're not going to drink pop, or you're going to wake up in the morning 30 minutes before than your usual time, and you're going to write it down. You're going to put it next to the bed so that in the morning when you wake up, this is the first thing you see. This will send a signal to your brain that you have the agency to complete a task which you chose to focus on. Even if the activity is small, it engages the brain processes that are associated with embedding intentions in your brain. And my personal take is to use meditation as a tool to calm your mind, even if you can do it for 5 minutes a day in the morning or in the evening. This is really going to help you to relax your body, and he really emphasizes the importance of relaxation in his book. Step 2 is clarity, and it's all about what do you really want. Because in his book, he mentions about how we have so much external noise around you, and our goals, our careers are most of the time based on our family, our friends, our society. When we are focused on that external motivation or external goal, we are never happy. We end up being depressed, and we kind of lose that touch with ourselves and with reality. But with relaxation, you would gain this plethora of knowledge and wisdom that you already had before, but you didn't know. And that knowledge and wisdom already know what you really need to do. Now, there are some questions that can give you that clarity. For example, what does success really mean to you? How does your success look and feel like? Now you're using the power of visualization. You're creating these vivid images of your success. What does it look like? What does it feel like? Because most of the time, the idea of success that is in our mind is all related to money, all related to power. But that is something not always the case, especially in my case. When I first did this exercise, it was not about money or achieving those big materialistic things. So when you're reflecting on these questions and visualizing it, use all your senses. Think about it, visualize it, and feel the emotions, smell it, taste it, touch it. How does it feel to you? And once you're done with this exercise, I want you to write it down because it's so important, and read it out every day for the next 7 days, because visualization activates special neural pathways that make your goals feel more tangible. You can go more deep in the visualization practice as he describes a scenario where an individual visualizing themselves achieving a goal, such as acing a presentation or completing a marathon. He also explains how this mental rehearsal activates neural pathways that simulate the actual experience, enhancing performance and confidence. And this is also related to neuroplasticity, because when you are visualizing the same thing over and over again, your brain starts forming new neural connections. Step 3 is removing obstacles in your mind. As you're progressing from step 1 and 2, you're going to face your best friend. That is your inner critic. You'd find beliefs that you didn't know you had that are not in alignment with your future vision. Most of the time, we have this inner voice that would keep saying that it's too late, I'm not good enough, I don't think so, that I should go for it. One line that I really love in this book is, your brain is supposed to keep you alive, not to keep you happy. So it's our responsibility that we have to retrain our mind. We have to reprogram our subconscious mind so that it works for us. And the exercise that he recommends about your beliefs or limiting beliefs is where you write down all your limiting beliefs on one side and the opposites on the other. For example, if you have a belief that I'm not good enough, on the other side, you can write down, I have everything I need to achieve my goals. And when you're doing this practice, you probably would come across 5 to 10 limiting beliefs that you had, that you didn't know or you already know that you have. And then you write down all the opposites of it. There is another practice that he mentions when you are doing that because it will bring a lot of emotions. You might feel even worse. So, the one practice that he talks about is the compassion, self compassion exercise. And the reason self compassion is so important because if we are not feeling safe right now, which means we are in a survival state, our brain is not going to create new patterns that will help us to thrive because it's trying to solve problems that will only solve or give a solution to keep you alive but not happy. So we got to train ourselves to be safe. And the easiest way you can do that is by thinking about a past experience when you felt safe. Maybe it was the love that you received from your parents, from your friends, from strangers, or you can think of anything and anybody that made you feel safe. You can even think about a spiritual figure. Maybe you want to think about God or universe or some person, maybe a teacher, a mentor, anybody who made you feel safe. And if this video is making you feel safe, you can thank this neuroscientist because this really gives you a sense of interconnectedness. And when we are feeling safe, we are feeling like everything is working for us. Universe is with me. This is what I would feel when I'm reflecting on love, when I'm reflecting on the non-transactional love that I receive from my parents, from my partner, from my audience. You watching this video, that's a love for me. And any other platform where I work, that's all the love that I receive, and that makes me feel safe. And that is so important to me. And this is what I do whenever I'm feeling like I'm going in the survival mode. I would tune back in, I would use meditation, I would do a breath work to activate my parasympathetic nervous system because when we are in a survival mode, our sympathetic nervous system is activated. So it's important to have all these tools with you so that you can use them according to the situation. Step 4 is embedding your intentions in your subconscious. With all the work in the first 3 steps, now you're ready to guide your awareness and the universe to show you the opportunities and the resources that are aligned with your intention. You're focusing on the information that is important to you and discarding everything else. And the way you send a signal to your brain that your intention is important is by visualizing your goal or your intention and really generating a positive emotion. Remember, there was a book from Neville Goddard called Feeling is the Secret. So emotion, the feeling is the most important thing. And when you experience positive emotions, your intentions become salient, and it really helps the subconscious mind to start allocating resources to seek it out in the reality. And the practice that is mentioned in his book is very similar to the step 3, which is to visualizing any past experiences or future experiences that has a positive emotion connected to that experience. And when you visualize, then you start adding details. Then you feel it, you touch it, you really are in that situation, feeling that emotion, experiencing it. And when you do that, when you visualize that on a day-to-day basis, now you're teaching your brain to focus on this positive emotion, and you're going to see more positivity. And that really proves that statement, wherever your focus goes, energy flows. Step 5 is pursuing your goal passionately. Now, this for me is the most important part because without action, there is no reaction, which is the law of cause and effect. You already know that. Now, manifestation does require that consistent physical effort and action along with those mental practices that you have been doing. And when you're working with others and creating harmony around you, your environment is supporting you to be the best version of yourself and try your best to add value in the world. And the question you can ask yourself is, how my intentions benefit life? Now, this is where we are talking about Buddhist teachings as well, where we are talking about the altruistic approach. Now we are not focused on our selfish nature, our self-centered approach towards manifestation. Now we are thinking about how my manifestation, my goal is going to help the world. And this is what I try to do with my intention. For example, the material goal, for example, is to have 100,000 subscribers. But deep down, what I really want is to help more people, to share this knowledge, share this message to the world. I want to see people using these teachings. I want to share my message, my story, so that I can inspire other people to do what their heart wants. I want to be at a place where I don't have to think twice to help someone. And I'm not going to lie that I do get selfish sometimes, and I do think about the money, I want to do this, I want to go on a vacation, and that is completely okay, because that is also an important part of our life. And this is what I believe, because spirituality doesn't just mean that you give up on everything. So I want you to dig deep and ask yourself, why I'm doing this? What is the bigger purpose behind my intentions? Because you have this goal, your vision, for a reason. Last but not least, step 6 is all about releasing expectations and being open to magic. And this is the part I struggle with the most, and I know a lot of you guys struggle with this part as well, which is all about detachment. When you've done everything from step 1 to 5, now there is nothing else in the world that is in your control. So the best thing is to let go, because when you're stuck on that goal, that vision, you're missing out on all the opportunities in the life that is happening in the present, because we are so stuck in the future. It's that journey over destination. And he also talks about another concept that I know that it's from Buddhist teachings, Buddhist philosophy. I remember when I did my first 10-day silent retreat, I learned this concept called equanimity, which was really eye-opening for me, because it's all about non-reactivity. If anything goes well in your life, you are good, you're happy. If something doesn't go as how you planned, you are still happy. Nothing really changes. Remember that one image that got really popular probably in 2024 or 2023 or even before, where you see Earth before and after, and that turned into a meme? Everything is same. Nothing really changes. It's all about your perspective. So if you feel like something did not happen for you, did not work for you in the past, in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't really matter. And always remember that we are the tiny little speck of dust in the whole universe. So stop getting too attached to your goals and your outcomes, because it is just the importance that we are giving to that goal that really affects us and brings suffering. So whether you achieve your manifestation or not, you're still the same person. You are still worthy, you're still loved, you're still special, you're still beautiful, you're still all those things. Nothing has changed. So these insights really tells us the importance of manifestation and how it's not just wishful thinking or a woo-woo thing, but how our brains are wired, and the information that we have in our subconscious mind, how we can change that, and it is in your control. And that only happens when you focus on the step number 1 to reclaiming your power. When you accept, when you recognize that you have that power within you. And if you want to learn more, you can check these videos. I'll see you next time, sending you peace and love.